Chants at the crossroad, the wise woman. Rants at the crossroad, the wise woman. Plants at the crossroad, the wise woman. Sits at the crossroad, the wise woman. Flows at the crossroad, the wise woman. Grows at the crossroad, the wise woman. Knows at the crossroad, the wise woman. Sits at the crossroad, the wise woman. Lives at the crossroad, the wise woman. Gives at the crossroad, the wise woman. Forgives at the crossroad. She's at the crossroad. The wise woman sits at the crossroad, the wise woman. Cries at the crossroad, the wise woman. Flies at the crossroad, the wise woman. Dies at the crossroad, the wise woman. Sits at the crossroad, the wise woman. Bleeds at the crossroad, the wise woman. Needs at the crossroad, the wise woman. Feeds at the crossroad, the wise woman. Sits at the crossroad, the wise woman. Hip hops at the crossroad, the wise woman. Flip flops at the crossroad, the wise woman. Don't stop at the crossroad. She's at the crossroad. She's at the crossroad. The wise woman sits at the crossroad, the wise woman. Leads at the crossroad, the wise woman. Plants seeds at the crossroad, the wise woman. Proceeds at the crossroad, the wise woman. Sits at the crossroad, the wise woman. Shakes hips at the crossroad, the wise woman. Does flips at the crossroad, the wise woman. Smacks lips at the crossroad, the wise woman. Sits at the crossroad, the wise woman. Chants at the crossroad, the wise woman. Rants at the crossroad, the wise woman. Plants at the crossroad, the wise woman. Sits at the crossroad, the wise woman. Flows at the crossroad, the wise woman. Grows at the crossroad, the wise woman. Knows at the crossroad. She's at the crossroad. The wise woman sits at the crossroad, the wise woman. Lives at the crossroad, the wise woman. Gives at the crossroad, the wise woman. Forgives at the crossroad, the wise woman. Sits at the crossroad, the wise woman. Drums at the crossroad, the wise woman. Hums at the crossroad, the wise woman. Comes at the crossroad, the wise woman. Sits at the crossroad, the wise woman. Feels at the crossroad, the wise woman. Yields at the crossroad, the wise woman. Heals at the crossroad, the wise woman. Sits at the crossroad, the wise woman. Cries at the crossroad, the wise woman. Flies at the crossroad, the wise woman. Dies at the crossroad, the wise woman. Sits at the crossroad, the wise woman. Shakes hips at the crossroad, the wise woman. Does flips at the crossroad, the wise woman. Smacks lips at the crossroad. She's at the crossroad. The wise woman.
If two women
The wise woman.
sit at a crossroad,
The wise woman.
one on this side and one on the other side, and they face each other,
The wise woman.
they are certainly
The wise woman.
engaged
The wise woman.
in witchcraft.
The wise woman sits at the crossroad. The wise woman shakes hips at the crossroad. The wise woman does flips at the crossroad. The wise woman smacks lips at the crossroad.
Chodesh Tov, and welcome to OneShul. My name is Ketzirah, and I am very pleased and honored to be back with you again tonight, this evening, celebrating Rosh Chodesh, Cheshvan. So we are at the turn of the new month. Opening us up tonight was Holy Taya with a track off her new album. It's called Crossroads. I don't know what that one has to do necessarily with Cheshvan. I just really like that song off the album. But I bet as we go through tonight, we together will figure out what that connection was and why I felt like that just had to be our opening song tonight. I've posted the link to tonight's Siddur in the chat room, and I definitely want to begin, as we so often do, by inviting those of you in the chat room tonight to please introduce yourselves and tell us who you are and where in the world you physically are. Also, please let me know if you can hear me okay, if the audio is coming through okay, or any challenges you're having with that. I can't guarantee I can fix a challenge, but at least I'll know and we can do our best to work with it. So, tonight's service will follow the familiar pattern that if you've been with us, you're used to. I don't see any new names in the chat room, so I think everyone knows, but let's walk through it just to be sure. We will create our sacred space together with our Baruch Hu. We will then give our expressions of gratitude. We'll then give our prayers for strength, asking for what we need strength for in this month that is beginning. We'll take a few moments to talk about the month of Cheshvan and what that's all about. And then we will do our final chant song together, opening ourselves up to the blessings of this new month. And why do we come together each month? Well, we come together each month as a community to welcome in the new month, to give thanks for the month that is closing, and to ask for strength in the month that is opening. And of course, to open ourselves up to receive whatever blessings the Holy One may have for us. And in your Siddur, it says, tonight we also take a moment to pause and honor Shabbat. I clearly did not proof my Siddur quite closely enough. That is not the case tonight. So in the chat room, I see we have Felix, we have Tal, we have Ricarda, we have Karina. So we have at least 2 countries represented tonight, because Karina, are you actually in Caracas, or is the little flag showing me a completely wrong location, which it sometimes does? If I remember correctly, you are from Venezuela, so I think that's accurate. So in the chat room, please introduce yourselves, tell us where in the world you're from. I know the little flags often lie. People often say, wait, I'm not there. So I am Ketzirah, and I am coming to you from Washington, D.C. in the United States. Excuse me. All right. So as we move into our Baruch Hu, I'll ask you, I know I just asked you to introduce yourselves in the chat room, but I'll ask you, what name do you wish to be sung into our space as tonight? So this can be your daily name, this can be your Hebrew name, this can be any other sacred name, any word, intention that resonates with you tonight. And as we begin, excuse me, too close. As we begin our Baruch Hu, I want you to visualize yourself standing in a line on a pathway that leads into a beautiful little garden space. It's a very small, intimate garden. There's an archway in front of you. On your left, as you're standing in the line, there is a copper bowl of scented water for you to cleanse yourself as you go through. And as you're standing there in this line in the archway, you look through and you see me looking back at you, standing in front of a fire. And I'm standing there to sing you through the gateway into our sacred space tonight. And so as we begin our chant, the first person will be sung in, and they'll cross over to the space with me, and then they'll turn and they'll face all of you. and that person will sing with me and sing you into the space. And each person, one after another, entering the space. So I think the names are the ones that you've listed, but just want to check to make sure, and we'll begin our chant. We'll sing the first stanza together 3 times, and then we'll move into the singing of each person into the space. Baruch Hu, dear one, Shekhinah, holy name. When I call on the light of my soul, I come home. Baruch Hu, dear one, Shekhinah, holy name. When I call on the light of my soul, I come home. Baruch Hu, dear one, Shekhinah, holy name. When I call on the light of my soul, I come home. Baruch Hu, dear one, Tal, holy name. When you call on the light of your soul, welcome home. Baruch Hu, dear one, Ricarda, holy name. You have called on the light of your soul, welcome home. Baruch Hu, dear one, Chesed, holy name. You have called on the light of your soul, welcome home. Baruch Hu, dear one, Gaspar Ezra, holy name. You have called on the light of your soul, welcome home. Baruch Hu, dear one, Karina, holy name. You have called on the light of your soul, welcome home. Baruch Hu, dear one, Shekhinah, holy name. We have called on the light of our souls, we've come home. Baruch Hu, dear one, Shekhinah, holy name. We have called on the light of our souls, we've come home. Baruch Hu, dear one, Shekhinah, holy name. We have called on the light of our souls. We've come home. And from this place of center, of feeling at home, feeling at one, creating our connected community across the electric waves of the internet, our cyber mishkan that we put up each month to envelop us in a safe and sacred space, to honor and celebrate this sacred time. We move into our expressions of gratitude. We think about and we share what it is that has gone right for us in this month that is coming to an end. And as I usually say, if you are here tonight, something is going right. You have electricity, you have a place to be on the internet. Hopefully that means you have a home that is warm enough or cool enough. Hopefully that means you have enough food to eat and that you are safe. So something has gone right in this month that is coming to an end. And so as we do each month, we take this time to think about what are we grateful for? And this month coming to an end, such a month it has been, the month of Tishrei, the month of what seems like an endless parade of holy days, with Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, and then Sukkot, and the many days of Sukkot, and Shmini Atzeret, all Hoshana and Simchas Torah. We have so many holidays in Tishrei. So, with any luck, those days were rich and full and meaningful for you. And we think about what it is that we are grateful for in this month that is coming to an end, and we share it in the chat room, hopefully, so we can each be blessed with knowing how the other members of our community have been blessed. So I'll begin our chant. Remember, for those who identify as women, we sing Moda Ani. For those who identify as men, we sing Modeh Ani. If you choose to sing in feminine God language, you will sing Lifanaich. If you choose to sing in masculine God language, you will sing Lifanecha and Vekayam. You can alternate between the two as I will, and then we'll switch to the English. And we don't have to worry about the gender because the English is gender neutral. So we begin thinking and sharing what it is we are grateful for in this month that is coming to an end. And I don't know why I didn't type. I saw Troy and I typed Troy instead of Tal. But let us begin our chant tonight. Moda ani lefanayich, Moda ani lefanayich, Ruach Chai, V'chai Emet, Moda ani lefanecha, Moda ani lefanecha, Ruach Chai V'Kayam. Oh, we are grateful. Oh, we are grateful in the face of the one, in the face of the one. Moda ani lefanayich, Moda ani lefanayich, Ruach Chai V'Kayamet. Moda ani lefanecha, Moda ani lefanecha, Ruach Chai V'Kayam. Oh, we are grateful. Oh, we are grateful in the face of the one, in the face of the one. Moda ani lefanayich, Moda ani lefanayich, Ruach Chai V'Kayam. Moda ani lefanecha, Moda ani lefanecha, Ruach Chai V'Kayam. Easier to switch to a nigun sometimes when I'm trying to type in the chat room and troubleshoot. I'm not sure why Aaron's not seeing the video. Might be that he's on an iPad. Doesn't work so great on an iPad. Or as we've discovered before, people actually sometimes simply miss the blue play button, which if you haven't been here before, then that makes sense. you might not know it's there. So we have shared what it is we are grateful for, and I, of course, as always, am grateful for all of you being here, as well as so many other things in our lives. And I do want to definitely say that Tal, it's wonderful to hear that you have received your Social Security benefits, are beginning to receive them. I know that's been such a struggle for you. So Yashar Koach to that. That's wonderful news and continued strength along that road. So we are now at the time where we begin our prayers for strength. Where we think about our struggles in the month to come, places where maybe it's not even a struggle, it's just a challenge or something new, something where we just know that we could use some support, some additional strength, the prayers of our community, and of course, the extra lift from the Holy One as we move into the month. I will turn the singing over to Holy Taya as we begin our prayers for strength, and of course invite you to share in the chat room what it is you need strength for in this month that is beginning. For all of these things we've named aloud and in our hearts, for all of the many ways and places we know others in our lives may need strength and support. Holy One, we ask you to hear these and to support us in this month that is coming. May we feel your guiding hands. May we feel connected to your energy. May we feel woven into the warp and weft of the Jewish people, and in that connected to the divine, so we feel wrapped in your wings and supported in this month that is just beginning. And let us say, Amen. So now we take just a few minutes to talk about Cheshvan, this month that is starting. And Cheshvan is often known as Mar Cheshvan, which means bitter Cheshvan. And I understand that from the rabbinic point of view around it, but I always struggle with that. The reason that the rabbis taught that it was Mar Cheshvan is that there are no holidays in Cheshvan. And I don't know about you, but after Tishrei, I'm ready for a month without any holy days in it, except for Shabbat and Rosh Chodesh. There's a lot there's an awful lot of obligations and holidays and holy days and experiences, and they're so wonderful, but it's a little exhausting. So while in theory it's Mar Cheshvan because there's no holidays, I'm pretty grateful for that. One other reason that it may be, there's other reasons as well, that it's called Mar Cheshvan, because it also, according to rabbinic teachings, is the month that the biblical flood occurred. It's also the death of Rachel Imenu, Rachel the matriarch. So there are other things that are historical tragedies or collective, communal, mythos tragedies that occurred during this month, which lend to that sense of it is a bitter month. But for me, I look at this month, and there's several other aspects to it. So as you know, I look at the months, and over the years I've looked through the months through several lenses to sort of explore what the Jewish wheel of the year looks like in different contexts. One, of course, is through the netivot of the Kohenet practice, the pathways of Shekhinah, of sacred feminine service and divine. And the netivah that goes with this month is the mekonenet, certainly leading to this concept of Mar Cheshvan. The mekonenet is the mourning woman, she who mourns. She's talked about in Isaiah. The mourning women are referred to wailing for Jerusalem. So not the most positive imagery. And the tarot card that goes with the month is the death card. Now, as any tarot reader will tell you, the death card does not generally mean literal death. It usually refers to a deep, deep transformation. Someday someone will make a deck and call it the compost card, and new life coming up from the compost. So there's a lot of churn that's going on here. And this idea of mekonenet, this idea of the tools of mourning that lead to transformation. And a lot of change. Yes, definitely, Gaspar Ezra. It's also, if you look at it through the agricultural cycles, this is a huge month of harvest in many parts of the world. And so we finished the holy days, and it's both a time to harvest what's in the fields, but also time to begin preparing for the winter. And so if you think of things like the death card imagery, it's that time of the change of the seasons where we need to harvest all the hard work of the summer and begin the work of those fall crops and bringing them in and putting up our winter cellars and all of these things that in an agrarian society would help us survive. And begin that process of transformation before we move into the darkness of the winter. And I want to bring up an image for you, the ones similar to the ones that I've been using for a while, using the transparent tarot because I love the overlay that it does. And just see that journey from Tishrei to Cheshvan to Kislev that's coming up. So hold on, let me pull that up for you. So here you go. On the left, you've got the scales of judgment in Tishrei. In the center, you have a really agrarian sort of focused death card with the scythe harvesting the wheat, the reaping. And then on the right, you have the temperance card with the focus on the rainbow there. And remember, if this is the month of the flood, the month of the bow is in Kislev. So a lot of things to see in this potentially, but there's a lot to be going on, and we've left this month of the judgment. Judgments have been rendered, our own judgments on ourselves in Tishrei, the writing in the book of life, and then the moving into this month where now we have to put it to work. We have to harvest all of that hard work that we have done, and that means a cutting often. It's a change. For us to live the crop, the plants must die, and we must turn the soil over to begin again. And Ginny, I feel you on that transitioning of parents. My parents are aging as well. Definitely in that space of trying to understand how to help elderly parents who are not in the best of health transition to the next stage of their lives, and the strange transition space that puts the children into, the grown children into. So, and there's always, yes, a celebration of life and change, but just something to think about as we move into this month. And I want to share in the chat room with you. Let's put a link in. It's not in the Siddur, but I want to share this with you as well. And this is a ritual for Rachel Imenu. This is a ritual to commemorate the yahrzeit of Rachel Imenu, Rachel the matriarch, that I created a few years back. Okay, apparently by a few years, I mean 10 years ago. Looking at the date on this, it looks like it was 2005. But in this month, as a way to anchor ourselves in the changes and to draw on the power of the mourning woman and to draw on the power of transformation that we can't control but is necessary as death is in our lives. Honoring Rachel the mother can be a very, very powerful thing to do. So this is one small ritual that I created years ago. You can do it in any way that speaks to you, but just wanted to put that out there to share. And I'm seeing the Tal, your comment on the rainbow for Kislev. So keep in mind also, so Kislev is the month of the bow. It's the month of Sagittarius, and the same word for rainbow is the word for bow and arrow in Hebrew. So you have the same word. that you're using in both. So it's really present. There's something that you're definitely seeing in these words. So keshet, I believe. I'm hoping I'm not getting the word wrong here, but I believe it's keshet, or keshet probably. Yeah, keshet. So it's that same word, and it comes up all over. And what's interesting is the rainbow in Kislev is also the idea of alchemy. It's creating something new out of two opposites, the fire and the water. So a lot of correspondences that come together. That's next month. But in this month, it's the reaping, it's the cutting, it's the transformation, it's the letting go, and it's also the giving voice to these transformations, to these hard changes that are happening. And in thinking about what song we might want to end with tonight, it really was drawn in particular into the idea of the Mekonenet, and for several reasons. One, because she is the Netiva of the month. Also, as I was thinking about the month and what's going on, there seems to be a critical mass of just pain in the world right now. We go through cycles like this where just everything seems to be pain. So many people suffering. We have all of the refugees that are trying to escape from Syria and other parts of the Middle East. We have the most recent mass shootings in the United States. We have so many people who seem to be feeling such pain, caused often by changes where they feel lost and they don't know what to do. And it seems like we could use again in our world the Mekonenet back, these professional mourning women whose job it was to wail on behalf of the people. This is what they did, and they cried out and they let out the pain. And it's like we've just completely forgotten how to let the pain out, to the point that it overflows so tremendously and just disrupts society at such an incredible level, and such fear that causes this pain people are having. Sometimes from very real things like war and destruction. And then on the flip side of that, you have people who are terrified of the changes that these refugees will bring to their countries. And that fear is causing them pain and causing them to lash out in very terrible ways as well. And I don't condone the reactions, but if you think about the amount of fear behind it and the pain it's causing them, it is unfortunate, but it's also somewhat understandable if somebody is afraid. I wish they weren't afraid of those changes and saw them as opportunity and a chance to be compassionate and welcoming and to do some good. But some people see these changes like a change in the ethnic makeup of their country, the historic ethnic makeup of their country, as being a terrifying thing. It's a loss of culture to them. And let's be honest, it's not just these foreign countries. The United States, even though we are a complete country of immigrants and refugees, we're terrified of it. Every time a new group comes to this country, we're terrified of them. Beginning with the Irish and now with Latinos, we're terrified. It's ridiculous sometimes. We're so scared of the change it will bring and the sense of loss of power that some people feel they will have by this new group, by making space for these new people. And yes, Tal, I don't even need to start with everything going on in Israel and Palestine. It's terrifying, always. Having the violence escalate there is never a good thing. It's always teetering on the edge. So just something as well to think about. And so in this month of Cheshvan, this month that is a bitter month because of its lack of holy days, a month where the Mekonenet calls us to remember, and the tribe of the month is Manasseh, which actually is about forgetting. I forgot the name, is the roots of it are forgetting, where Joseph, having Manasseh while he was in Egypt, Manasseh helped him to forget his pain of being away from his family and all of his struggles. So in the one we have a forgetting, and then the Mekonenet who cries to us to remember. And so our opening to blessings tonight is actually the opening to the Mekonenet to allow us to remember, to make us remember, and to give us the blessing of opening our eyes to suffering and other people's pain, so we don't just become complacent about it. So the next school shooting, we don't just become hardened to it, where it's just this thing that happens in our world, where seeing anyone bombed, or I saw today was a video of somebody being run down by a car because somebody felt justified because of other actions, where we never become complacent to this. And we also never look at someone who's on the other side of this as just the other, where we always ask the Mekonenet to help us see through their eyes as well. Because no matter how justified we feel on our side, they feel the same on their own side. And so we must force ourselves at times to truly live with compassion with passion for the other, to see through their eyes. And it doesn't mean condoning terrible acts, but it does mean understanding what drives some people to it, and then trying to do whatever it is we can to change the conditions that lead to these terrible, terrible reactions that people have. So with that, let us sing to the Mekonenet, to the sacred path of Shekhinah, the divine presence, asking to make us remember, to open our hearts and our minds so that we are compassionate people who do our best to alleviate the suffering of the world. Yai dai dai dai, yai dai 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 dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai 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 dai, yai dai dai dai, yai dai 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 dai, yai dai dai dai, dai dai dai, yai dai dai dai, dai dai dai. Mekonenet, make us remember. Mekonenet, make us remember. Mekonenet, make us remember. Open our eyes to suffering. Open our hearts to their pain. Mekonenet, make us remember. Mekonenet, make us remember. Mekonenet, make us remember. Open our eyes to suffering. Open our hearts to their pain. Mekonenet, make us remember. Mekonenet, make us remember. Mekonenet, make us remember. Open our eyes to suffering. Open our hearts to their pain. Mekonenet, make us remember. Mekonenet, make us remember. Mekonenet, make us remember. Open our eyes to suffering. Open our hearts to their pain. Mekonenet, make us remember. Mekonenet, make us remember. Mekonenet, make us remember. Open our eyes to suffering. Open our hearts to their pain. Mekonenet, make us remember. Meko Nanet, make us remember. Meko Nanet, make us remember. Open our eyes to suffering. Open our hearts to their pain. Meko Nanet, make us remember. Meko Nanet, make us remember. Meko Nanet, make us remember. Open our eyes to their suffering. Open our hearts to their pain. May the Holy One bless you with compassionate eyes, so you may see through the eyes of others and understand their pain. May the Holy One bless each and every one that you encounter this month with compassion, so they may see your pain and see the world through your eyes. May each and every one of us this month and all months seek not to treat others as we would be treated, but to treat others as they want and need to be treated. May this month of Cheshvan, this Mar Cheshvan, this bitter month, be sweetened with love and compassion, and may we all find the strength to cry out with our own pain and to defend the pain and the suffering of others in the world. And let us say, Amen. Thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you for being a part of OneShul. Thank you for all you do to help OneShul stay a vibrant and amazing community. Whether it is your mission to show up and be an active part of our community during our services and our classes, whether you feel called to lead a discussion, a class or a service here at OneShul, or whether you are also able to make any kind of financial donation to help keep OneShul active and vibrant and allow us to do a wide variety and wider variety of programming to help with your spiritual needs. Whatever it is you do to help this community, we love and appreciate you for it. You are this community. This is your community. So whatever it is you can do, you know we love you and we welcome it. If you are called to lead a class, a discussion, a service, just reach out to Patrick at punktorah.org, and he will get you set up in leading something here at OneShul. Everything else, easy enough to do. Just check the calendar for what's next at OneShul, or hit that lovely bright orange donate button that is on the screen in front of you. So you'll see we're a little bit light right now on services here at OneShul. Definitely hoping that we'll have a few more leaders soon. But for now, you get me. So we have next up is Rosh Chodesh Kislev, which is not on the calendar, but I'll make sure that gets on the calendar very soon. That will be 1 month from now. And most likely I'll be back sometime between now and then to also do Shabbat services with you all. You can reach me at Ketzirah.com or just about anywhere online with Ketzirah. and I hope to see you all back here again very, very soon. Laila Tov, Chodesh Tov, and our singing us out tonight will, of course, be the lovely and amazing Holy Taya with her beautiful song Undivach Zal.
Ribono shel olam, Ribono shel olam, Ribono shel olam. Undivach zal, uns kommen zu Chesed, uns Mazal, may this cycle be a blessing. Undivach zal, uns kommen zu Chesed, uns Mazal, may this creation be a blessing. Undivach zal,